It's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yep. Let's get ready. Switch me on.
I don't think you're crazy. Diagnostic. I'm a scientist.
What is up, Ghostheads? It's another edition of the Ghostheads Radio Show. My name is Ted, aka Steady. The gentleman to my right is the one and only Nick Mason of the Ghostbusters Texas Rangers Division. What's going on, Nick?
Hi, how you doing? Going
Fantastic.
good.
This is I didn't mention this before we started, but this is also a very special occasion because today just so happens to be the NBA draft. And I know you, sir, must be quite interested in what's going to happen on the draft tonight. I mean, we already know what's going to happen, but I think it's cool because you are in the Dallas Fort Worth area and the Mavericks are looking at picking the number one prospect in this year's draft. So congratulations to you in advance. And I have no idea what my team's going to do. There's like the normal thing to do, and then they might pull a 180 on everybody. But we'll see what happens. Are you interested at all? See what happens tonight?
You're speaking a foreign language to me at this point. Sports ball has no meaning for me, sir.
Then don't even worry about it. Just
That's why I was sitting there going, "Ooh, he's about to find out."
Just know that the city of Dallas is going to be partying tonight, regardless. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to. It's been weeks, maybe a month since the last stream, and I do apologize. Hope everybody had a wonderful Ghostbusters day. I know Nick did. For myself, and this is not an excuse, but I have just had just the wildest month of June, and that's the reason for the lack of the streams is because just family and life has been so busy. All within 3 weeks, my son graduated like 2 days after Ghostbusters Day.
Oh, geez.
He graduated. He moved to a new state because he got a really good job in another state. My parents had a wedding. They renewed their vows, so they had a full-blown wedding. And then my daughter turned 6 yesterday, and this is all within 3 weeks. So I am exhausted, both mentally and physically. But that is
Understandably.
that is for the lack of Ghostbusters Day coverage and all that stuff. I've just been on an emotional roller coaster, but we're here now because you and I, sir, are going to take the opportunity to talk about a very special annual occasion. For those of you watching, say what's up in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Ecto 4A is already in the chat saying, hello, nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
it is a very, very nice shirt. We are here to announce and talk about the annual Ghostbusters School Supply Drive. This is the third annual Ghostbusters School Supply Drive. Logo courtesy of the great Jacob Bartlett.
Awesome logo.
This is the event, the campaign where multiple Ghostbusters chapters across the country all hold local events across their towns and their cities to gather donations for either a school district or a school, or if you have done or followed what we have done here in San Antonio, just teachers in their local community. This is not something you got to pay for. It's not something that you have to plan weeks or months in advance in. This is really just an effort to better our communities and our local areas. And this is just one way that Ghostbuster chapters across the country do it. And if you've been a part of the prior school supply drives, we welcome you back to join and participate. If you have not done one before, this is the stream you should be watching because we're going to try and answer as many questions as possible and talk about what my team as well as Nick's team has done in the past regarding the school supply drive. So let's start off with basically the announcement itself. If you would like to get more information and if you would like to sign up, the first thing you must do is you got to head on over to the whoyougonacall.org website, the great whoyougonacall.org website. And shout out to Ryan Espin of the New York City Ghostbusters group for really getting all of this information updated in a timely fashion. Ryan's the
Absolutely.
best. Everybody knows that.
They do
Uh,
fantastic work with that site. That's the first time ever we've had a comprehensive directory for active groups across the nation and for everything they're doing too. That's a great thing that they're doing about it as well. They're adding events that these groups are doing. They're even going so far, I noticed recently, to have the ectos listed, you know, even if it's just like somebody who doesn't really have a group, but they just happen to have an ectomobile or what have you, they can have it listed too. So they're doing great work over there.
they're doing incredible work, and I'm glad you brought that up because yes, there's sort of something here for everybody, and also
Hmm.
it's not just a site for chapters. It's more importantly a site for anybody trying to get information on chapters, whether you're looking for one, whether you're looking to support one. This site is the go-to for all of that. So shout out to Ryan and the entire team for working on this. So if you want more information on how to sign up your chapter for the school drive, what's the purpose of that? The purpose is really just to communicate, centralized communications, establish who is a part of the campaign, allow you to send in and have us track your totals, because the one thing we want to do is we want to quantify exactly how Ghostbuster chapters are helping their local communities, and to do that and really see what kind of an impact we're all having together. We want to track exactly what you guys are doing, and then furthermore is to help bring awareness to what you guys are doing, the events you're holding, the appearances you guys are making, where they can donate if they're sending monetary donations. It's a way to help us kind of streamline that information and really work as one, because when Ghostbuster chapters come together for a cause, nothing and absolutely no one can stop them, and the great things happen. So when you get to the site, whoyougonacall.org, you'll see a brand new tab at the top saying school supply drive. The red dot at the top signifies that this is an active campaign. And here you will have all the information you need to either get started or find out how to get involved. We're calling it Mission Back to School Blitz. And really, and I put this in there, but it really does not mean, this is very key, that you as a Ghostbuster team or chapter need to work this entire time. It's really an opportunity for you guys to donate your time and your energy whenever you can. But anytime between July 1st and August 31st, gear up at local events, conventions, libraries, retail stores, and community centers to collect backpacks, notebooks, pencils, anything at all school related, all while rocking your Ghostbusters gear and bringing smiles to kids and to families. And again, I can't stress it enough. You can participate however long you guys want to, whether it's the entire time, whether it's one event um, in the middle of this campaign. However, it is convenient for you and your team to participate. It's better than not participating at all. And it's not to put down any of the teams. If you guys have stuff going on, if you guys already have a cause that you're working on, we completely understand. But if you want to be part of the school supply drive, now is the time to get ready and to start figuring stuff out. How to get involved, and this is really just some advice. It's not really how you have to do things. This is just how you can kind of get started and get the ball rolling. Reach out to a district in your area, school or teacher in your community. Have them help you generate a list of the most needed school supplies. Exactly how we've participated in our toy drive, sort of the best practices as we always talk about around the wintertime. Set up donation boxes at different retailers or areas with really busy foot traffic locations. Make appearances when you can to help drive those donations, and then get the word out. This is the thing that a lot of teams are still kind of figuring out from time to time. But reach out to radio stations, newspapers, news outlets, colleges, however you can. Get the word out about your cause, what you guys are doing, and trust me when I say this. More times often than not, they're gonna want to help and get the word out any way they can. So
That's
the
actually
only
a good
thing
idea
else,
that I didn't even think about was the news thing.
absolutely, and I've seen teams do it. We've seen teams do it, right? Teams
Hmm.
have jumped on their local news stations, been a part of their morning shows or whatever else, and
Yeah.
talked about what they're doing for the weekend or what they're doing for coming up when it comes to toy drives or Ghostbuster Day activities. So yeah, they've said yes before to other teams. Give it a shot. Also, get yourselves on TV. Um, Sign up now, right? Use a button below on this link to register your group by July 1st. If you guys need more time than that, by all means, do it whenever you want to. But more details will be sent to you guys in the coming week. Really, just links on how to send back and have us track your efforts and everything else, the events you guys are putting on. Let's show the world busing makes a difference. And when you guys provide later on your information, we're going to put that information on said website here. And here's a great example: the Ghostbusters Texas Rangers division. If you haven't heard of them, they're one of the best chapters in all the world.
Oh, stop it.
They have an event. Their first event is this weekend, and Mr. Nick Mason is here to kind of talk all about that. So, Nick, first off, welcome back to the School Supply Drive.
Oh
You've
yeah, thank
been
you for having.
you've been asking about it more than anyone else. I know you were already really excited and hyped up about it, and your team
Hmm.
is ahead of the curve and got the ball rolling early because you like to not stress yourself out. I wish I knew how to do that, but talk
I'm
to
not
us about
always that good at it. Trust me.
talk to us about your event this weekend and sort of what you guys are doing this year that you learned from prior years.
Well, first off, I want to say we started so early this year. A, because we don't want to drag our feet and do everything last minute, because when you scramble to do everything last minute, you do stress yourself out over it. That, and we want to see if we can make a bigger impact this year than we did last year, because last year we got over 700 donations for the school supply drive, and we were blown away that we got that much. We were like, there's no way. I think it was like 774 or something like that exactly.
Wow.
But yeah, that blew our numbers out of the water for the year prior. And we were like, well, how can we do better this year? And we're like, well, if we start earlier than before, we may be able to get a even bigger leg up on what we did last year. Um, Also, we tend to when we have the time and a good paycheck, hit up like a local Five Below or something, or just Walmart or any other store that starts doing all those back to school deals and stuff during this time. When they start doing those deals, hit the store and buy a little bundle of stuff, and do it in small increments where you can. Because if you get each team member to do that, you'll end up with a bunch of supplies by the time you're done with everything. Um, as far as the event goes, SideQuest Arcade, they've been amazing to us since they've opened. We reached out to them about doing potential collaborations and stuff like that, and they've always been really awesome with hosting us for any event that we want to do there. Last year, we were fortunate enough to have Ecto TX there with us for a Fill the Ecto event for the school supply drive, and that was a pretty big hit. People loved that, and we're fortunate enough that right next to SideQuest Arcade, literally you just walk across the street. There's a Five Below right there, so we always
Perfect.
encourage people to go over there, like to buy a few school supplies, and then you can just come right back over and drop them off. New this year, to the SideQuest Arcade event that we're doing, um, a school supply donation will get you a free small popcorn with them, and we're also doing a giveaway, a name draw giveaway for a game code for Ghostbuster Spirits Unleashed for the platform of your choice. So if you drop off a donation, even online, we've got it open online as well. You fill out a Google form and you order from our Amazon wish list, and just send us a screenshot of the receipt. We'll put your name in that same giveaway, and the winner will be drawn on June 28th. at 3:30 p.m. at SideQuest Arcade. At which point we'll email you, and you just tell us what platform you want, and we'll get you the code for it.
Brilliant. Two great ideas that I'm glad that you guys are already doing that, and that's why I say they're one of the best teams in the country,
Oh,
because
stop.
those are two ideas that not a lot of teams do. Right? Everybody can
Hmm.
ask for donations and do that stuff, but the incentives, those are two great examples. Number one is incentivize donations with
Hmm.
something. In the past, we went to Andretti's go karts and gaming when
Hmm.
they had the Holligate Ghostbusters
Hmm.
game there, and this was for a toy drive. Andretti's offered $5 video game cards for every
Hmm.
donation,
Hmm.
and $5 doesn't go a long way at Andretti's, but it's better than nothing. So you
Hmm.
bring in 2 3
It's
items.
one or two free games at least. So
At least. So you bring in a few items, you get a game card for each donation, and that was fantastic. It was one per person, but
yeah,
still, it all adds up. So
yeah.
families loved it, and you got, it's a great incentive. So
Hmm.
find a retailer where you might find a way to incentivize donations. Doesn't mean you have to, but if the opportunity is there, you can get a
Don't be afraid to
discount.
ask. Yeah.
Exactly,
The worst
discount
they're
at
going to tell you is no. So
that's what we all. That's our motto, right? The only
mm,
thing you can say is no. Yeah, discounts not just at like an arcade like you've talked about, but
hmm
discounts at restaurants, discounts
yeah.
at retailers, or free giveaways. You get a sticker, a button, or something
Hmm.
along with that donation. Or the other thing that you mentioned is a raffle. Donate, get a raffle ticket for this said
It's. I
product.
wouldn't say it's not really a raffle because those are illegal in this state. But
We can't use that word.
yeah,
So
if it was a
some
raffle, yeah, if it was a raffle, there's certain stipulations that have to be met. But this isn't. Yeah, we make sure we have to weave through the legal mumbo jumbo with it. If and when we finally get 501c3 status, then we're allowed for a year at that point, so then it won't matter. So, but
and
yeah,
but it's because raffle automatically has like a monetary sort of thought behind it, right? Is
it's
that why?
it's it's entangled up with their illegal gambling legalities and stuff because we've looked into it before. We were like, we want to do raffles, this and that or whatever, and we looked into it, and the legalities behind it are kind of strict, so we don't want to poke any bears as far as that goes. Um, when we were doing our Frozen Empire screening that we were supposed to do at Cinemark, uh, was it Cinemark or AMC? I think it was Cinemark. Doesn't matter. Uh, and then Sony kind of screwed the pooch on us and told us we couldn't do it that early. And it was like the day before the advanced screening that we could do it. And we are like, well, that's during the week. We can't do that during the week, you know?
Yeah.
We were like, no one's going to show up during the week. How are we supposed to do that? Because we rented out an entire theater. We dropped like $1,000 on the theater. We were selling tickets already for it, and part of that was we were going to have a contest of skill, as it were, for somebody to win a HasLab Afterlife Proton Pack.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, the way we got around the whole raffle deal was that we turned it into a game of skill because it says if it's a game of skill, then that's fine. But they said if it's like a random chance that you pay for, that you monetarily pay for, then that's considered illegal gambling. And we're like, well, we'll find a way around it. So we devised the idea that like you throw the ball into the trap or whatever, and we would make it like ridiculously easy for people to do that, because that way they'd win anyway. But it's still technically a game of skill and all that, just to avoid any legal loopholes. But that's a tangent. As far as incentivizing goes, yeah, just ask your local businesses. You know, they may not be able to do anything, or they may be able to do something. And like what we're doing with the Spirits Unleashed code that we're giving away, Spirits Unleashed is dirt cheap now. It's like $20. So that's easily something any group could swing uh, as an incentive for stuff like that. Just think of even create your own. Like, what were we doing the first year we did the school supply drive? We made Ghostbuster snack packs. Remember those? We
Yeah.
had it was like a little green foil pack that we stuffed a Twinkie in, a bag of Cheez-Its, a mini Crunch bar, and I think some mini marshmallows we put in there as well, like a little packet of mini marshmallows and stuff. And yeah, like that's easy and cheap to do for stuff like that. So
It's funny.
it does
It's
get
funny.
expensive the more you make, but yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. I guess it was 2 years ago, maybe three, for Ghostbusters Day. We put together a Ghostbusters gift basket, and
That's cute.
it was a free raffle. There's no money involved to get a ticket.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think we were taking donations for the toy drive. So
Hmm.
you get a raffle ticket, and the basket had Ghostbusters socks, bag of marshmallows.
There you go.
I think both movies, first and second, on Blu-ray,
Oh wow,
and like stickers and buttons or something like that. And it was a great
that's
little
awesome.
gift basket, and
Yeah.
also a T-shirt was inside. So, yeah, make your own, like you said. If it's not something you
Hmm.
can purchase, you can make your own and have it
Hmm.
as a big giveaway, what have you, for that.
Yeah.
Let me catch up on the comments real quick. Hector Fourier says, I've already started organizing.
There you
Awesome,
go.
awesome. Terry says, hashtag Terry, Team Terry, support your Buster buddies in the Sioux Empire Ghostbusters.
Thank you.
And Jason says, excellent. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Absolutely. I got that reference.
There you go.
Terry says, good ideas, guys. Yeah, definitely. And if anybody else has sort of any best practices, by all means, do share with other groups, do share with us. We will be kind of doing these streams every week or every couple of weeks once the drive really gets going and gets started, to kind of track the progress of some teams. And we'll be talking to said groups. We'll be showing pictures, videos of their events. And by the end of all this, we want to really see what kind of major impact that we had. One question that kind of comes up a lot is like, how do we want to quantify how many donations we collected? I will say use your best judgment. If you're getting a pack of 100 sheets of paper, that's one pack. That's not 100
Correct.
different
Correct.
donations.
Same
If
thing
you were
with
to
pencils. If it's a pack of pencils, counted as one. Pack of
exactly
markers counted as one. You're not counting individual pencils. That's
no,
ridiculous.
it gets tricky when you get like a double pack of scissors. Well, those are two different items that will get
Yeah,
used.
yeah, yeah,
So that you might count as two. But
yeah.
if it's one pack of markers, one pack of crayons, you just count those as one. If you get, but like I mentioned, if you get weird things like multiple pack of scissors, well,
Hmm.
those are tools that are going to be used separately. So
Hmm.
count those as maybe more than one. But
Yeah.
if you ever have questions, I say use your best judgment. We can all determine, what's a fair number of what we're collecting on behalf of our teams.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So if you guys have any questions about this, throw them in the chat. Appreciate everybody who's here watching and commenting. We're doing this really early because, as I already mentioned, the NBA draft is tonight, and I'm going to be heading to a local viewing party where actually the Spurs practice. They have a nice
Oh, there you go.
outdoor area where they actually have a 40-foot screen that I will have a Ghostbusters film playing on one day. And when
Is
I
it covered at
do,
least?
it is a third or maybe a fourth covered.
You're gonna want to stay under that cover. It ain't the time of year to be out in the sun right now.
It is not. It is not. And you know it is. You know what it is because you live in Texas. But the one
Especially,
day that I
yeah.
do get a Ghostbusters film on that 40-foot screen, I will make sure Nicholas Mason is sitting right next to me when that happens.
Oh, yeah. Let us know for sure. That'll be awesome.
Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, school supply drive in full effect. Again, this isn't something that is mandatory, but by any means whatsoever.
Hmm.
I'd say if you've never done it before and you don't have any ideas really on how to get started, don't hesitate to reach out. Reach out to myself, reach out to my San Antonio SATX team on social media, reach out to the Texas Rangers division because they're just so active and they're the nicest people. So if you want to talk to another team, if you have ideas or you just want some motivation, talk to a team. Talk to the NYC team, especially Ryan over there with the
Hmm.
NYC team is always fantastic, is willing to help out. This only really works if we help one another. And
Hmm.
when, like as I mentioned, when we do things together, there's nothing we really can't accomplish. And we've proven that time and time again, not only with the school drives in the past, but with the Starlight campaign, with the toy drives that occur every year, like just everybody when they're focused and we're all, you know, hitting on all cylinders, great things happen, man. So it's really fantastic to really be doing this again.
Clearly,
Uh,
we're doing something good because I mean the Give Back campaign got started. So I mean, obviously we caught corporate's attention, and they started that whole thing for us. As far as uh, doggone it, brain. As far as tips go, for the school supply drive, I would say if you've already done a toy drive, contact some of the charities you've already worked with for toy drives. See if they do a school supply drive as well. If they do, boom, your foot's already in the door. You know what I mean? As far as that goes. If not, look into local charities. Like we don't do just a school district or anything like that. We found a local charity called Community Partners of Dallas, which help abused and at-risk children that are less fortunate, that are still needing to go to school, and they don't necessarily have parental figures around, or what have you, that may be able to help them with school supplies. So this charity specifically helps those type of kids out with school supplies, and we were fortunate enough to have found them, and we just selected them as a beneficiary. Sometimes you don't even have to ask for permission. You just find a charity that's in need and you just do it. They're not going to tell you no. You show up with a whole bunch of school supplies, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, where did this come from? And then you've started a relationship with a local charity at that point, and you can continue that rapport with them, and I mean, build a relationship that will last for a while. And that's what we did as far as the school supply drive went, because we just brainstormed and we couldn't really come up with anything, because reaching out to a school district and all that, that can get a little uh, technical, especially depending on like their security policies and everything in this day and age and all that. um, but as far as getting started, don't be intimidated. Just Google search, get on there, look around if you need to, find a place in need, just search school supply drives in your area. You know what I mean? Find somebody else who's already doing a school supply drive or is looking for people to do school supply drives, and there you go. You don't necessarily even have to ask for permission, just get started and get out there. And use the same businesses you used for the toy drives to set up your donation boxes. You know what I mean? It's not difficult. We changed our donation boxes. Well, I did, because I had a cardboard box that I'd been reusing for several years for the toy drive, and that sucker's starting to get musty. So I was thinking, I went and got a 45-gallon trash bin with a hinged lid.
wow.
And yeah, I caution taped around it, and I painted bright neon blacklight reflective slime dripping down the sides of it and everything. And I fashioned it to where when you open the lid, The little ridges that poke out from the plastic, I drilled a couple holes in there and put some rings in there to hang signs with, so it can be interchangeable. So like if you're doing the school supply drive, you can have a laminated sign that you have for the school supply drive that you hang up on those two rings and hang in there. So when you open the lid, the sign's hanging right there. You have all your information there and whatnot. And it's reusable at this point. It's a plastic reusable bin. You don't have to worry about it getting busted up and whatnot. I think it's a good investment for groups to look into like more permanent uh, donation box solutions that you don't have to worry about sitting in a garage for half a year to a year at a time. Because cardboard doesn't last very long when you do that. So
No, and I can also testify to that. I've been using the same box for the last 2 years, and it's probably time to upgrade to
yeah,
something like that. That's a
it gets to the
fantastic
point where
idea.
it's falling apart. Yeah.
Maybe one more thing. Feel free to really think outside the box. I mentioned it earlier, but and Nick also mentioned it. You don't have to reach out to a school district or a school. I actually have a relative who is a teacher at a low income school, and so I reached out to her
There
the
you go.
last 2 years and said, "Hey, what do teachers need? I know students have a huge list, but usually the teachers are footing the bill for what they don't get from the students." So
Hmm.
we went to the teachers and said, "Hey, what are the things you guys still lack every year?"
That's a
And so they
really good
gave us a
practice
list
too.
of like, yeah, the most needed things for teachers. And I know we've talked about it every year. There's a lot of folks in the Ghostbusters community that either are teachers or are relatives of teachers. So when you reach out to a teacher, you can get a really good comprehensive list of the most needed items, and you can go that route. It doesn't have to be a district or doesn't have to be school supplies that students need. It like need to bring to school. It could be teacher supplies that they need for their school year, and do it that way. And the best part about like this campaign, even though it's all about us working together and all, the best part is if you do it like we did, the first day of school is when we took those supplies to the campus and we had set them all up on a table. It was like 4 big boxes filled with supplies, and
Hmm.
we welcomed these students to their first day of school.
That's
And
awesome.
there's nothing like the bewildered look on children's faces when they walk into their first day of school seeing Ghostbusters with proton packs on their
I'd have
backs.
lost my mind back when I was a kid. I'd
So give it a thought, give it a shot. If you haven't talked about it with your teams yet, get out there and start reaching out. Ask about who works at a school district, who works at a school, who's a teacher. Just get that conversation started, and I promise it's going to be worth it. And I can testify to that, and Nick can as well. So
hmm.
William says Cooperstown starts today, and says Nico still needs to be fired. Mason has no idea what you're talking about. Looking forward to our big school supply drive this Saturday with my Texas Rangers Vision brothers and sisters. Yeah, can't wait to
That's my
see.
boy.
Can't wait to see how it turns out for you guys. Your first event. Um, if you're in the San Antonio area, I know we have an event coming up. So go to the SATX website because they're going to be playing the 1984 film on the big screen here at one of our local theaters. To find out which one and what time, you want to go visit our website at Ghostbusters SATX on Facebook or Instagram. We will be in attendance, just celebrating another showing as we always do here in San Antonio.
Hmm.
So don't miss it. Nick, any final words for the event this weekend, or for the city of Dallas and their NBA draft pick this evening?
I had again NBA drafts. Might as well just be talking Japanese to me. I don't know any of what that is or what's going on with that. Don't follow any of that at all. Uh, as far as our event goes, and I'd like to say the future is pretty bright for groups like us right now because we have the whole Give Back campaign, which is phenomenal. We were so excited when they announced that on Ghostbusters Day. It blew our minds, and we were like, "Yes, let's go!" So we're really excited for that, and that just fuels. It validates and it fuels what we do. You know what I mean? And stuff like the school supply drive and the fact that we have who you gonna call.org helping with it now. Like this is gonna end up becoming a pretty big deal, just like the toy drive ended up becoming a really big deal now, and I'm all for it. The more we do stuff like this, the more corporate notices, and the more they start getting behind it and pushing it forward, and then our impact is even greater at that point because um, we have them spreading the word as well. So this project, the school supply drive, is still kind of just getting out of its infancy stage, I'd say,
Yeah.
because we're just now starting to be organized and really moving forward with it and starting to really knock stuff out of the park with it. So um, I'd encourage everybody, let's push it forward, because if we can do something like this really hardcore, like we do the toy drive, uh, this may somehow become integrated into the Give Back campaign in years that will follow. Because by the way it looks from launch, I'm pretty sure the Give Back campaign is going to be something that's going to be going on for a few years at least. Uh, and I would love to see how it's going to evolve to incorporate everything we do for charity and whatnot. So
Yeah. Massive shout out to Ghost Core and Sony for
for real.
um really backing us, right? We knew that they appreciated everything we've done, but this is like
Hmm.
full on support, and the chapters are always wanting that, not awareness, but sort of that it's not even
Support,
respect.
I'd
It
say.
is support and acknowledgement. Um Even though we don't do it for that, we all do it because we love helping, and we
Hmm.
love seeing the product of our time
Hmm.
and energy spent and all that stuff. But the acknowledgement that, like, we are doing good, and
Hmm.
um it can be brought out and spoken about a little bit more, and it doesn't have to be, but the fact that it is being a little bit more, bringing more awareness to it, and all that is being done by Ghostbusters chapters across the country, across the world, is never a bad thing. So yeah, shout out to Ghostbusters,
Absolutely.
Ghost Core, Sony, for really supporting the chapters. So chapters support each other, and I think we had about a dozen chapters participate in last year's Cool Supply Drive. I'd love to see that double. Although there's over
Oh yeah.
200 chapters in the US already. So like
Hmm.
it should be more than that, double of that from last year, but I'll take what you guys are willing to give. So um Nick, appreciate it, man. You jumping on
Yeah, no
here.
problem.
Good luck to you guys this weekend. I know it's going to be great. Can't wait to see the photos and videos and everything else from what you guys do. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for supporting. Get the word out. Share the whoyougonacall.org link, the school drive tab on there, and let's make this just another successful campaign that Ghost Subs chapters can support each other with, and hang their hat on.
Absolutely.
We don't need an excuse to kind of give back and help our communities, but we'll take it anytime we get the chance to. So thank you everybody for watching again. I'm Ted, aka Sid with Ghostheads Radio. Thanks again to my guest today, the one and only Mr. Nick Mason.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.